Hey everybody, this is Lady Reveal. How you guys doing? Yay! I'm so happy to be back with you all. It's been about a week or so since I posted my last reading. Tonight we're going to focus in on the energies for the full moon in Pisces. So yeah, let me know what's been going on with you guys this week. I would love to hear your feedback as usual. I appreciate your likes, your comments, subscribing, sharing, all of that. Your energy is very much felt. And again, it's very much appreciated. Okay. So we want to focus in on, I'm going to start off with the heart space of the divine masculine. And then as we work our way down, these last two rows are just going to serve as clarifiers as to what's going on with the divine masculine as of now. And I'm going to be reading from right to left. Okay. All right. So let's jump into it. The first card we have says, pay attention to the red flags, honey. These signs are cautioning you. Wow. Okay, so I really just feel like lately there have been a lot of things that some of you all may have been overlooking as far as mainly when it comes to communication. The things that the divine masculine has been saying to you, or even within their actions, has not been resonating with you. It hasn't been sitting with you too well, as though something is not adding up. And that would be correct, because things are not adding up. There are some things that they're hiding from you. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's anything extreme, such as they have a whole nother person on the side, that they're married or anything like that. Although in some scenarios, and this is very few, your divine masculine is in another relationship, or they are at least married. But that's only for a few of you guys. And if that is the case, you already know who you are. Okay. But with that being said, it's more so of what he's not saying to you, what the divine masculine is not communicating with you. And mainly, I feel like they feel stuck, as though they're not giving you their all, because they haven't made a clear decision. For some of them, they haven't made a clear decision as to where they want to take the relationship with you. They love you. They want to be there for you. But I just feel like they're really holding back. So you see how this lady here is wearing the hat, and so she has this protective shield going all around the hat. I feel like that's how the masculine views their relationship with you, as though they have to protect you from themselves, like they're fighting their inner demons. And you see how on the right side here we have this sort of like ghostly figure. That's their inner demons, their personal woes that they're trying to work out. Hmm. Okay. So let's move on to the clarifiers. I was seeing if I was picking up anything else, so no. One of the clarifying cards we have here, it says dictionary communication. So it's what they have to tell you about themselves, and it's more of, are you going to accept this? Are you going to accept my habits? Such as I may have some addictions that I'm trying to work through. I'm trying to break free of. It could be addictions of money. It can be, with having to make fast money and getting involved in things that they know they have no business doing, maybe illegal activities. It could be gambling. It could be alcoholism. It can even be drug addiction, So for some of you guys, you have at least a feeling as to what those addictions are. But having, for them right now, this is such a tough time because they really are taking the time out to focus in on themselves. See the glasses here? And take a deep look within and wanting to be able to clearly communicate that with you. So in turn, Divine Feminine, you may want to try to be as supportive and as loving as possible when they do come to you and share their news, whatever it may be, you know, with a few exceptions like, hey, you know, I got a whole life on the side. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I didn't sign up for that. But yeah, just listen with an open mind and try to actually not just hear it with your ears, but hear it with your heart. And then from that point, be led by spirit as far as how spirit tells you to deal with each situation. Because for everyone, it's going to be different. You know what? Okay, so you see how on this card, you have a lot of verbiage going on. And even though we have a book, a dictionary here, in the background, it's as though it's focused in on a single page. So I was led to look at number 2, the definition of number 2, which says a book listing the words of language with translations into another language. So that just serves as confirmation as far as listening with your heart as well, Divine Feminine. And for some of the masculines, you are able to read them like a book. Or this can be vice versa. They're able to read you like a book. So feeling like they have to do all this extra stuff, go out the way, you know, hide themselves from you, thus throwing up red flags because you are able to read them so clearly. All right, so next we have the Spiral Dancer, second is Route Perception. Right now, between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, there is a lot that is going on in our everyday lives. Bottom line. And it's causing for us to have to shift focus. You know, so for example, let's say if you're focusing on going back to school, and then you'll have a situation to occur to where that can no longer be your main focal point. It still is a focus point for you, but you have another situation that's more dire, or that is dire rather, that is dire, and it's causing for that not to be your main focus point. And so that's feeling like you're constantly going in a circular motion. You know, nothing is getting accomplished. Looking at the glass as though it's half empty as opposed to being half full because all of your balls are up in the air, you know. And unfortunately, but fortunately, it is rolling over into your love life. I say fortunately because of all the lessons that come along with it, the divine lessons. So Spirit is really causing for you to see things clearly as they unfold for you. To see it for what it's worth. You see how we have the spiral going on here? Give it time. Okay. 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 All right. So the number 5. So a couple of things they're pointing out. We have the number 5 here, which talks about change. And sometimes it could be dramatic change. And then we also have the butterflies. I don't know if you guys can see that. We have a butterfly here. There are a couple of butterflies that's surrounding her. Butterflies are symbolic toward transformation. So that also goes back to the number 5 of change. Okay. So for the masculine and even for the feminine, we're both undergoing we're still going through this transition. We're still going through a massive transformation, and we're being rooted and grounded into our true selves. Trust that process. Know that all is working out. Okay. So communicate. Not only does your masculine want to communicate with you, going back to this communication card, but communicate clearly to yourself as far as what you truly desire, divine feminine. Who are you right now? Accept where you are in your process, in your journey of transformation right now. That is really important. So that's why they're saying perception. And you may even have some divine feminine. You may even have some red flags regarding yourself, with wanting to take a step back in some things, if that makes sense. And this is only for a few of you. Follow your gut, divine feminine, because you're being cautioned. And this is for anything in life. If you don't feel like you're being divinely guided toward that person, situation, thing, etc., then it's not for you. And you're being given the red flags. So please, please listen to that. Okay? Especially this post-Mercury retrograde, all right? Communication is still a little fuzzy. So moving right on along. Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Oh, girl, you can say that again. So naturally, this talks about time apart away from your divine counterpart, right? And I just feel like this is going different ways. Okay, so let's start with separation from your divine counterpart. You may feel like you just want to hold on to them right now for dear life, and feel like if you take that time apart, if you're still together right now, okay? So for those that are still together in this right now moment, that if you take time apart away from them, that they won't be back. And that's not the case. So please, I hope that brings you some sort of comfort, some sort of peace, that they will return, and they're going to return to you a brand new person. So that's that situation, okay? And then for others, I feel like, or I get the feel of rather, that you're already separated. And that it's time for you to come back together fully. But Spirit is saying, no, it's not time. It's not quite time. Almost there. But going back to this row here where it talks about, red flags, communication, transformation, all that. Because both sides are still undergoing their transformation with the divine masculine. He's just undergone major, what I want to call heart surgery, to where his heart was truly awakened. Not just him going through a spiritual awakening. Yeah, that was happening, but it was more so of him getting in touch with him or herself, with getting in touch with their emotions, because for so long they were able to stuff that down. So now the divine masculine is embracing their newfound emotions, period. And especially when it comes to the feelings that they have toward their feminine. And that's a wonderful place for them to be in. And kudos, to the masculine for you guys going through such major work when it comes to your heart chakra. I commend each and every one of the masculine. Thank you. Love ya. So, but yeah, for the masculine, they've done that. For the feminine, it's been more of getting to know herself for who she is and feeling more confident in who she is, in her strengths, his or her strengths and weaknesses. So not just the things that are going well for them, and finding more so of a balance in their everyday life. That's what the feminine is, some of what the feminine has been experiencing during this time of separation. Look at how we have this green curtain in the background. And it's slightly open. So that means that the masculine, they're trying to come to you, right? And they're coming towards you. They're slightly open to, their heart is open toward you, right? But as far as in the 3D form, they're making their way towards you, taking steps, to where, so that they can, in 3D form, open up the entire curtain, meaning give you all of their heart and let you know in that. Because they may, so you may have been receiving messages like DMs or text messages, for example, from your masculine, and they may have been saying things, something as, hi, I miss you. Whereas before, wait a minute, that wasn't the case. They couldn't even tell you that you look beautiful. That was hard enough for them, let alone say something such as, I miss you, or it was hard for me to be without you, something like that. And you see how he's grabbing almost like his heart, he's grabbing his chest while he's gazing into her eyes, holding her hand, like, I'm going away for right now. It's not a forever thing. Trying to reassure her. That's the feel that I get from this card. And she's looking like, I don't want to lose you. So just know, you guys, that this time apart, whether you have already separated or you're about to separate, either way it goes, that it's okay. Now, the last situation that I was picking up on is having to go on an inward journey and separate from things that are no longer serving you to your greatest and highest good. So this is both for the masculine and feminine, whoever this applies to, right? So that way you can continue to rise. And I keep on hearing Kundalini. So for some of you guys, you may have been feeling the need to do some Kundalini yoga or some Kundalini breathing exercises. Please do, because this is really going to help you achieve that area that you're trying to reach, whether it's confidence or feeling like you want for your life to go at a more fluid pace. Kundalini, working on your Kundalini energy really does help with that. Okay. All right. So clarity, crystal ball. This is one of the clarifiers. It says clarity. So this is just basically saying, that time apart is needed so you can be clear on yourself. Trust in that. Be clear as to why you're going your separate ways right now. And unfortunately, for some of you guys, it's not even a matter of having that open communication with them. They may have just ghosted you, like, bye, and you don't even know what the heck is going on. However, the good news is you do have spirit to communicate with. You also have your guides and the angels and what have you. They are providing that clarity for you as to why the separation is occurring, or that it's about to occur. And some of you guys want to know when, and the answer is divine timing. There's no set clock. It's not on September 21st at this time at this place. It's nothing like that. It's all within divine timing when it's supposed to be. And one of the reasons why that's happening is because the universe is ready. Spirit, universe, angels, Mother Gaia, they are wanting for us to have the best of the best, for one, and be living our best life, and for it not to crumble. So if we were to come together right now, and it's not time, we haven't learned those karmic lessons, or we haven't evolved like how we should, or that business that we're trying to get off the ground, we can't really focus in on. Why? Because we got this newfound love partnership, or we're back together, so we feel the need to, in order for it to be strong, to really spend as much time together as possible. And you can't really do that because you have these other engagements going on. And so basically, Spirit has allowed for divine timing to play out in its manner, so that things can be just right when you come back together. So let me give you an example. With my divine partner, we have been separated, not communicating, for a month in 3D. Now in 5D, it was on and popping. That Negro was showing up at every chance he get. You know what I'm saying? Astral traveling and everything. And so, all right, guys, I kid, but I'm serious. Anyway, my divine partner was showing up in the 5D, and this was almost every day, to the point where it felt like it was torture. Like I felt like he was being tortured on his side because he wasn't telling me how he felt, and I could feel all of what he was experiencing, to the point where I just had to start doing energy work on him because it was draining my energy, So, I had to send him loving energy in order to help balance him out because it was taking its toll. And so that had gone on again for about like close to 3.5 weeks. And I kept on receiving messages from my spiritual team, my spirit guides, angels that I work closely with, spirit, all of that. Even having dreams that all would be well. And it felt like I was dying. Like it was just really, really painful, in other words. And so, I actually had a chance to see him this past Friday. And initially we were in this awkward space, but throughout the night we were able to open up to one another. And when I say the floodgates of heaven opened up and poured out, that's what it was. He was very forthcoming in regards to his feelings, highly apologetic. Where do we go from here? All of that. So, and that was something that I was not even expecting, and at least not this soon. So even though all of that took place, we're back at a good space. My mindset now, part of what I've learned is not to brush things, not to have this set idea of how I think things are to unfold and how the progression of our relationship and how it's supposed to grow and when and all of that, because that's not natural. It's not going with the flow. It's not outright. It wasn't what spirit had in mind, as far as what I wanted to see it do when I wanted to see it do. That was part of the lesson. And then I do have other things going on to where that requires so much of my attention, and I really didn't have the time to focus in on us. Okay. So yeah, and with him, he had to learn to be more expressive and not be so shut off emotionally due to past hurts. Okay. So I hope that that little spiel right there helps you all in regards to separation, the reasoning for separation and the clarity behind it that takes place during the course of your separation. Okay, because it really is, at the end of the day, it's about benefiting and growing on an individual basis so that you can be strong and whole as a unit. Okay. And then the last clarifying card we have for separation is the Lady of the Gift. Generosity, receiving, withholding. Unconditional love. Unconditional love. Giving and receiving that unconditional love and allowing for things to flow freely again. And yeah, some things probably had to have been held back for right now. But it's going to unfold naturally, like a smooth breeze. And be open to receive divine feminine, especially for divine feminine. Because honey, when I tell you it's going to open up and they're going to be throwing all type of love bombs your way. Yeah, it's real. And then when that does happen, don't be scared. Do not be scared. It's all good. Okay. Let me get a drink of water, guys. One moment. All right, give me just a sec. Okay, guys, I'm back with you. So I think it's very interesting how the cards, how the reading is unfolding. It really is. And by the way, guys, I know I didn't mention this previously. My bad. But I did take the time to pre-shuffle the decks and lay out the cards and all that prior to jumping on camera because I am running a little short on time today. So I wanted to get that part out the way and let's focus on the reading as much as possible, okay? Alrighty. So next we have trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. She is looking at him with this undying love. And he has this look about him as though he doesn't know what to do with all of this love. Yet, in the background, who do we have? Cupid. No. Looks like Cupid a little bit. But we do have an angel in the background, not only assisting the lady, but assisting him as well. So getting him to trust. Both of them to trust in this time that they have apart. Trust in your inner knowing. And that you can trust what you feel toward this person is real. So that goes both ways for the feminine and for the masculine. And with this red bow, I feel like that's her saying in symbolically or in a roundabout way, I wear my heart on my sleeve for you. Okay, so this just keeps coming up. I sort of feel like the way that he's dressed, he looks like an admiral or something, to where he has to go off to war. Okay. So he has his hat in his hand, and he's looking like, okay, I can't take all of this loving energy. I have to focus in on what I'm doing right now. I have to focus in on going to war, the battle. But I'll be back. So it's like, it's not that I don't love you, not that I don't want you, but just not now. But trust that we are going to be together in the end. That's the feel, that's the story rather that I'm feeling from this card. So for a very few number of you, you may actually have someone that you're dealing with that's in the military, and yes, they do actually have to go off, not necessarily to war, but they may be stationed overseas for a little while. And you feminine or masculine for that matter, you don't want for them to go. But know that, you're always with them in their hearts and on their minds. That's something that they can't escape anymore. So thus giving in just a little bit towards you, if not all the way. Okay. Their footsteps are being guided. You see how we have footprints, direction? They're being divinely guided to come back to you no matter what. There is no other way for them anymore but with you. So whatever course of action that they need to take, they're going to do that. You see how not only do we have the footsteps, but we also have little, it looks sort of like arrows or indicators, markers. Okay, that's what they would call them, markers. So you see over here we have the markers going upward, and here we have markers. They look like that they're in a shape of a Y, pointing them back to you. So trust, they will be back. The separation is temporary. They'll be back. They can try to go off path if you want to. So as I'm saying this, I'm seeing an airstrip, an air landing strip. And with the airplanes, they have the lights that are outlined, we call it jetways. You guys know what I'm talking about, the pavement. Oh my gosh, it's getting late here. But to outline, right? Not only to outline, but to help guide the planes in and out. The landing strips, the tarp. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. But without those lights there for the airplanes, for the pilots, they would not be able to land the plane properly in the direction that it is to land in, or as far as if they're leaving out, they wouldn't have that proper guidance as to how to get out without those lights. So in other words, when they leave, they know that it's a temporary thing. However, they will be back to you. So that's why I feel like we have two markers. One going this way, and it actually sort of does look like a runway. That's what I was trying to say. It sort of does look like a runway. And here we have the Y. And I'm just hearing yes, 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 yes. So Y for yes. You are it for them. Okay. And the last clarifier, it says the Hawk Prince, spirit communication, paying attention. So spirit has been working with both of you, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, when it comes to your intuition. Your intuition is actually at an all-time high right now. Trust in that. Trust. That's why we have trust here. Okay. So they've been saying the things that you're experiencing, as far as what you're feeling, as far as what you're hearing, how you're feeling in your gut, just all of that, to really, really, really pay attention to that, to trust it, because it's going to help. One of the reasons as to why is, yes, to help to strengthen your intuition, but it's also going to help you during this time apart. You know, so that way you stay in tune with your divine life path as an individual. Not as a couple, but individually. Also trust that you are very wise in your decision that you are very wise, and especially when it comes to the decisions that you make. Okay. Hmm. This has been coming up in my past few readings. Ancient knowledge. Study ancient knowledge. This is about you, again, growing further into yourself. So you are connected, and you probably feel like lately that you've been communicating with receiving messages from your ancestors, your bloodline ancestors, either from this life or a previous life, or have maybe just be drawn to studying more about ancient cultures. This is also going to help heighten your intuition. Within ancient civilizations, they were very much in tune with everything that was around them. They were in tune with they were in tune with themselves. They were in tune with nature. They were just all around in tune. Give me just a moment, guys. Okay, party people. Sorry about that. So, yeah, you may have been just really have the feeling of being drawn toward studying ancient cultures, and there is a reason for that. As the planet undergoes its own personal transformation, some of the ancient knowledge is just pouring back into us collectively. You see how this light is shining down on this figure? We are being shown the way. Okay. So yeah, just know that you can trust. You can trust how you feel about this person. They can trust how they feel about you. You can trust in the separation. You can trust in those red flags that they are something that you need to pay attention to, either individually or regarding the other person. Trust the direction that the relationship is headed in at this time. Okay. Whether it's together or apart, trust in that because they will be back. And pay attention to the messages that Spirit is sending you. Okay. 11. 11. A gateway. Also, 11 for twin flames. 11 for rebirth. All right. And we're coming up to our last roll, guys. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Okay, so what I tell you guys, right? It's all good. It's cool. Calm down. All right. Okay, so I'm feeling strongly that this is regarding somebody that you have recently dealt with. So when I say recently, I'm talking within the past couple of years, if not sooner. But this is for the majority of you guys, not everybody, okay? So someone that you've recently dealt with is coming back. They're coming back to get their boo thing. You are who they think about day and night. And you them. Whenever you think about this person, you have a tendency to feel very safe, to feel very warm and embraced, as though, yeah, a lot of love around you whenever you think that you have this feeling, a strong feeling of a lot of love whenever you think about this person. But to be a little more descriptive about the type of feel, like you're being hugged by a field of clouds. So very gentle. They're even gentle when they speak to you, the way that they speak to you. Okay. And so clarifying that, could not make this up. We have clouds, mystical. So this is a relationship that's here to stand the test of time. You guys really believe in being very supportive of one another, whatever your dreams may be, whatever projects that you have going on or that you want to pursue. You're very supportive of each other's families. Or if you don't have families, you feel like family to one another, like you're a support system. That you can just rest easy around them. So if you notice, the colors of the clouds in this card here and in the reconciliation card are very, very similar. Okay. Let me get them as close as possible. All right. Yeah, there we go. You see that? So this is just confirmation that all is well, that you're going to be coming back together at some point if you haven't already reconciled. Just know, quick FYI, okay, because it is a divine partnership, just know that you're going to have a lot of jealousy surrounding this partnership. I can't talk anymore. This partnership, because it is so unique, right? And people don't understand how you can be so open and honest with one another. Some of you, not all of you, may even have an open relationship with this person when you decide to come back together. So because it's not in a traditional form, some people are not going to be with it and therefore jealous and wish that they can do it in their own relationship. Or look at it from a judgmental standpoint, Like, how can you allow for that person to have so much freedom? And how can you allow him to have so much freedom and have female friends? And not necessarily say female friends in a sexual sense, but just really friends. You know, just not understanding of how you guys can just really, again, embrace and be so supportive of one another. Now, with that being said, it's not meant for everybody to understand because it is a divine partnership. When you finally decide to come together as a unit, as one, you will be able to trust this person wholeheartedly. You can trust them, like with your deep, darkest secrets. And you sort of feel that way now. And it's not quite time for you to reveal everything to them. But yeah, they're going to have your back. Okay. And lastly, we have Sisters of the Seasons, Cycles of Growth, Natural Law, and Divine Order. Y'all, what I've been telling you, it's happening. It's going to happen. It's happening behind the scenes in 5D. Right? We just need to trust in that process. Trust in, we have just entered fall season, right? So we have a new season upon us. Summertime is out. You know, usually people during the summer, that's when they say they have a lot of breakups. But in the fall and in the winter, that's when everybody's booed up, right? This is your season to reap your harvest for one. So just all by yourself to reap your harvest. But your part of your harvest does consist of matters of the heart. Just know that. Okay. Allow for things to flow naturally like water, and they cannot stress that enough. So if you want to say daily affirmations, such as I allow for my life to flow freely and with ease, or things come to me freely and with ease. You know, however you can get in that mind frame, most importantly, energetic space of being, um, of everything being free flowing for you. By all means, do that. Okay. And then trust in divine order, divine timing, divine guidance, divine wisdom, all of that. We have the number 17, which breaks down to a number 8, new beginnings. All is well. All is well, you guys. Okay, sorry the reading is a little bit long. I tried to make it as short as possible. Oh, okay. That's not quite an hour. Good. All right. So let's go through this again. Just to tie it all together. Okay. So we do have, pay attention to the red flags. Those red flags may actually lead to some separation. Okay. Some sort of separation. Trust within that separation, because you guys will reconcile. Okay. And I'm going to pull one angel message, and that's going to be it. That's going to complete the reading. Okay, I've already pre-shuffled this deck. Okay, Spirit, Universe, can you please provide us with at least one angel message? Please make it abundantly clear. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have gifts from God. Archangel Sandalphon, we angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. And we do. We are ready to receive. Okay. All right. I love you all so much. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Please, again, hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up. Appreciate it so much. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. All of your energy is very much appreciated. And then also, if you're interested in receiving a personal reading, please refer to the description box below. I'm available for you guys. Love you so much. And until next time, enjoy.